Hello, this is Insane Monster, and this is part two of What If Asta Was the Son of King and Diane. When we left off, uh, Asta finished off with the chain mage. He got taken away and all that. About a week passed, and the whole village is kind of surprised that Asta has some kind of weird spear instead of a grimoire. Though they do see it has a clover on it, so they guess it's something equivalent to it. Later, some a man came from the capital of the Clover Kingdom to examine the spear, due to some rumors floating around throughout the kingdom. Once it was examined, the man said, asked and Asta to show him what it could do. He showed him that it can change from its spear form into what appears to be a four-armed bear, plushy kind of thing, called Guardian. He said that it could have other forms, but he hasn't figured it out yet. And the man has a twinkle in his eye as he said, "Oh, all right. So, what do you plan on doing now?" Asta replied with, "Well, when the exams come around, I'll be going there to take them to become a magic knight." The man replied with, "Oh, that sounds great." He left, and when he was a good distance away, it's revealed that this man was actually Julius, who then got a call from Marx, yelling at him about skipping his work. We get to his training. He's practicing with the sword that comes out of his spear, which he finds a little weird, as well as Helbrom telling him, never seen a spirit spear release a sword out of it before. Might be something unique with your particular spirit spear. Asta asked him what exactly is a spirit spear. Helbrom explained that the spirit spears are weapons that are made out of the tree of life itself, the thing that breathes life into this and every world in existence. And to put it plainly, the spirit spears have the power of the tree, which can be quite immense. Though, at Asta's current level, he says that you could consider this more or less a dormant state of it. It hasn't truly awakened to its real power. When Asta asked what he meant by that, he said that normally a fully awakened fairy king's spear in its uh, first form, in your case, your Gumnir, would be gigantic and glowing gold. Like, it would be bigger than the church you live in. Asta's like, what? How is that possible? Helram just tells him that the Tree of Life has a lot of power in it. Though, like his dad, if he sprouts wings, it just means he's a late bloomer. Most fairies are actually born with their wings, though they come out of nature. You, however, as a half-breed, were born the typical way like humans do. But he says, okay, so what else can it do? He remarks that different fairy kings will have different forms in some cases. You have to train and see what you have. He asked what about the other fairy kings? What did they have? His Helgrim told him that his guardian form of his spirit looked a lot like his dad's, though the first fairy king had somewhat of a horned insect as its guardian form. There was also a moon rose that produced something called a droplet of light that could instantly heal any wound, though something like that could be rare to get. Asta was excited as Helbrom continued talking about the sunflower as well as increase and such. And he was determined to figure out and unlock the forms of his spirit spear. So, throughout the past few months, he unlocked a few, but only a few. He unlocked Increase, Sunflower, and Death Thorn. It basically thorn vines, though since it isn't the true form, it doesn't have the same amount of reach and power that Loxemia's Death Thorn Spirit Spear form had. But Asta's happy nonetheless. And at the with Helbrom mentioning that there's normally fairy kings spears have 10 forms. So he has 5 more forms to unlock, not knowing how long it will take. And him practicing all these forms while simultaneously practicing using his sword. Helbrom kind of tells him that you could just control it with your magic. Asta remarked with he tried that, but it felt like it was fighting against it. Helbrom looked confused, saying, "Huh? How is that?" He just shrugged his shoulders, saying, "I don't know. It's just how it felt." So, and Asta meet back up, say goodbye to everybody at the church, and head towards the capital. Though this time they fly there, with Asta turning his guardian form into a really big pillow for them to sit on and just chill while they fly there. Once they get there to the Magic Night exam, everybody's looking at and Asta. When they see Asta, they're wondering why does that guy not have a spear and not a grimoire? Whoa, wait a minute, could he be that guy from the rumors? Everyone was surprised by and his four-leaf grimoire, and when Asta came up to the registration, he showed his spear with the five-leaf clover on it. The man at the desk said, "Ah, yes, we were told about you. Go on in." Everybody was probably, wait, what? Is that spear some kind of grimoire substitute or something? What the hell? Everyone gets in to the arena, and Asta only has Narrow on his head. As for the other anti-magic birds, they're they're just sitting on the ground. Those that go near him just end up sitting on the ground, all peaceful like, which confuses people. As for others, they just don't care and think he's just some weirdo that has a spear with him. Then the Magic Night exams begin, and the first test is flying. Asta puts the spear in mid-air, letting it float, dropping the broom that Captain Von just handed to him, well, to everybody, and just started floating on his own, which surprised people, wondering how he was doing that. Then he just floated down. Next was the creation portion. Asta thought for a moment and figured it would be a good time to get some more practice in with his earth abilities from his mother's side. So he made a single golem in the form of the first Wizard King, since he saw that statue often on top of the demon skull next to their village. Then there was the marksman test. He figured he couldn't use his spear for this, so he decided to take a, a leaf that was floating over the wall from the breeze that day and use his magic to control it, condensing, crumpling it up to condense it enough to slam it into the target, smashing it. And King did something similar to a water droplet that actually caused to cut Meliodas, who is pretty tough to begin with. So yeah, the squad captains weren't sure what to think about Asta and were wary about choosing him for their squad, not knowing basically the common thing with humans being afraid of the unknown. We continue to the combat portion. Yuno still does his thing, though this time, for Asta, a noble that uses fire magic walked up to him to challenge him. Once Asta got into the area for his fight, he asked the noble, "Please do make this interesting." The noble just got a little pissed by that remark, thinking that this commoner was better than him, and full on blasted a large amount of magic toward him. Thinking he got him, he started laughing, saying that it's obvious that such a big talker would be so weak, which Asta just kind of floating behind him, yawning, saying, "Ugh, is that all you got?" He swings his magic at him again, which Asta just disappears again. Asta snaps his fingers and Guardian, spam, backhands the noble right in the face with Guardian, which just makes him all the more pissed. When he threatens him and to take him seriously, Asta said, "Fine then, come near, increase." I'm leaving out the fourth, fifth, and all that kind of stuff to save time, so there, come near, increase. As he says this, the noble found himself surrounded by small blades. Asta just floated down to his level, saying, "I would surrender now unless you want to become a pincushion." But the noble said, "All right, all right, all right, I get it, I give up." And he, and now we go to the selection. Many of the Magic Knights captains are hesitant to raise their hand for Asta for not knowing what exactly is up with him. Though Rill and Yami raise their hands. Rill kind of a space case in some scenarios and thinks Asta's interesting. Yami really wants to see what this kid can do. So he thinks, and he figures that this Yami guy might seem tough, though he has a kind of feel about him. Asta goes with his gut and picks the Black Bulls, which shocks everybody that that's the squad that he went with. And still goes to the Golden Dawn like normal. When and Asta say goodbye, you know replied with, "You had to pick the Black Bulls, huh?" Just replied with, "I just went with my gut." "Well, Asta, good luck." "All right, good luck to you too." And they went through the portal. Unlike in canon, when Asta met the Black Bulls, he was able to dodge the blast of magic coming towards him that was made from Magna and Lux fight. He was introduced and everything, and Magna still did the baptism like normal. Asta just kind of dodged all of his attacks, as well as do the physical things, though Yami said he wasn't allowed to use his spear in all of its transformations. So when it came to the magic portion, he just dodged until it came to the fireball. He stuck out his hand, and the Demon Slayer sword came out. When Magna threw it, Asta tensed up for a moment, and on instinct slammed the fireball with the flat of the blade, sending it back to Magna. Magna was, after that, was surprised and impressed, congratulating him on succeeding in the baptism. He got his Black Bull's robe and his little head and the little mark on his headband now. And the Black Bulls were even asking, what is up with this spear thing? Uh, the just remarked, you could say it's kind of like a grimoire substitute or something like that. It's, it's called Gumnir. It's a, I guess you could call it a magic spear. In his mind, he's thinking probably shouldn't call it Spirit Spear just in case. As this happens, a girl with silver hair is watching them from above. Asta is led to his new room where he's decided to have his own room now. But Helbram whispers to Asta from the helmet, saying, yeah, it's pretty shabby though. But Asta just says, yeah, but I get my own room to live in now. Magnus asks, are you talking to someone? Asta just scrubs the back of his head, saying, no, no, just thinking to myself. And he goes to bed until the next day, where Asta has to now get the tour. He sees the baths, the library, everything. And when he gets to the magical beast, the beasts are a little bit afraid of him backing up, which surprises Magna, thinking, saying, why? Why are they doing that? Is this you? Asa just shrugs his shoulders, saying, And Magda's just getting annoyed and says, okay, why are you just floating everywheres? Uh, because I can, and it feels comfortable. What, should I just sit down instead? Oh yeah, and how would you follow me? You were just sitting down. Asta snaps his fingers, and his spear becomes the pillow, and he just chills out on that. With Magda going like, oh, come on! Your spear can turn into a frickin' pillow? What the hell? Asta just smirks, saying, suck to the suck. Which just pisses Magna off. And he yells, come on, let's continue. As they run into Noelle, Magna introduces her as the other newbie. Asta recognizes Noelle. Purple eyes, silver hair, in pigtails. So he floats off of his spirit spear pillow and starts standing, walking up, saying, been a while. Any more attempts on any more life attempts, any more threatening attempts on you since the last time? Noelle said, no, not, nope. Magda's like, wait, do you know each other? Also said, sort of. She found herself being chased by some bad guys, and I just kind of drove them off. Then Magna says, huh, is that so? As Noelle berates Magna for talking to her like that. They get into an argument where Noelle just is fed up and throws the black bull robe down, saying that she quits. Asta is surprised by this, considering the large amount of magic he can sense from her. So things go on, and he does the chores, which is easier. He can just use the raw magic to move things with them, use them to clean the laundry, blow the dust out the window, and stuff like that. Then he decides to go look for Noelle, since he has some free time, and she looked like she was pretty pissed. When he found that it, when he found that Noelle was some was training, he floated in the air for a little bit, seeing how she kept missing the target, thinking, "Oh, so she can't control her magic, huh? Hmm. Maybe." He starts to sense Noelle's magic, trying to see what's wrong. The best he can tell is that her control and her magic power are on opposite, are not on what he would call speaking terms, which is causing this. So he floats down to try to talk to her, but she freaks out, thinking that he's going to berate her like her family, and her magic goes out of control, like in canon. He flies back with the black bulls coming out, noticing the giant water spear just raging outside their hideout. Asta floats down to them and explains what's going on. And he tells Asta, can he do something about this? Asta just looks at it and said, yeah, I can handle this. The demon slayer sword comes out and he grabs hold, flies straight up to the spear, and slashes it no problem. Then, turning his spear into the pillow, uses it to catch Noelle, floating down. Noelle's still on the pillow, floating, just waiting to be berated by everybody. Asta extended his hand, saying, that's a lot of power. Once you learn how to control it, you'll be a real force in nature. This surprised Noelle. She's not used to people actually being nice to her and all that. And the Black Bulls follow along with their usuals, saying that Vanessa could teach her a couple of tricks on controlling her magic, and that the Black Bull's full of failures and weirdos, and that she definitely belongs there with them. Noelle gets her Black Bull's robe back, and this is where we'll be ending it for today. So, thank you. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed, and have a nice day.